Hi friends, Sam here with another unusual whiteboard video for you, and this one is inspired by an article I just saw. It is called Life Over Limb, Why Not Both? Revisiting Tourniquet Practices Based on Lessons Learned from the War in Ukraine. What I'm going to do is a little mathematical set theory because inside of that article is one paragraph that struck me, and inside of that paragraph are two numbers that I found shocking. So the big set, all tourniquet applications amongst U.S. casualties during the War on Terror. The people who came in living with tourniquets applied, in one case it's 74%. So 74% of the living with tourniquets on had no vascular injury. So they probably didn't need the tourniquet. And I can see in the heat of battle, you see blood, just put the tourniquet on and until people are stabilized. That's all right. But we need to think also about the people who died. So within that group, presumably there is a higher percentage of people who had vascular injury. That would make sense because they died. I mean, maybe they had head injuries and incidental lacerations to their legs, but that's neither here nor there. This 74% number, don't dwell on that too much, but I find it interesting. More concerning is this second number. 83% of this group had venous tourniquets. So that means palpable pulses. And to me, that means these people were being made worse, because if all you do is stop venous return, you're allowing blood into the limb, you're not allowing blood to get back, so it goes out the hole. That, to me, is causing harm. I don't like that. So only 17% of this group who were alive, who had tourniquets applied, had arterial occlusion. That's surprising. Now, let's think about the people who died. That 83% venous tourniquet number probably applies here too, and it may actually be a larger number. And if that's the case, that's a terrible thing. So all these people who died, X many, something 83% plus or minus, had venous tourniquets, and then a smaller percent had arterial occlusion. All right, now let's take another subset of the living here. So what fraction of the living with tourniquets applied would have been fine with direct pressure plus a hemostatic agent plus elevation plus tincture of time? I think it's some number that's probably larger than 83%. I'm not totally sure. And then there's a fraction where the tourniquet was critical. So to me, it is partial amputations, complete amputations, grossly mangled limbs. All right. And then back to this group of people who died. So there's a fair fraction who were made worse by tourniquets. And then there's some fraction where it was just futile. So no matter what was done for them, they were likely to die. All right, now let's think about a slightly different parallel topic, intubation. So if I had a look at everybody who was intubated, who came in alive as well as dead, and said 83% had esophageal intubations, that would be scandalous. That's horrendous. And we could tell that based on autopsy or just having a look on the people who were alive. But it's more difficult to know the percentages on people who died because they have bled out. Let's take this one more step. So remember what I said in the beginning, this was U.S. Global War on Terror trained operators. That's the word they use in the article, trained operators. So what would happen in the civilian setting where you have people who may have had a 1-hour class in bleeding control? I think it's likely that these numbers will be worse. And so this is the reason why I am a strong advocate for direct pressure to the point of arterial occlusion only if needed. I think the risk for causing harm is less, and it's just kinder to patients. And you can still do direct pressure to the point of arterial occlusion for this group here. That's the group of grossly mangled limbs with amputations. Anyway, buy what you want, use what you want, carry around what you like, but this explains my feelings for bleeding control. Bye.